In the last lecture, you got an overview of the project for this course and also access to all of the course notes. In this lecture, you're going to learn what Quora is and the 3 ways it's really going to help you grow your business. Let us start with what Quora actually is. Well, it is a question and answers website. It was started in June 2009, but the key thing to really know now is it's growing extremely fast. In fact, in the first quarter of 2016, it grew 20% in terms of its monthly visitors. So from 80 million up to 100 million in the space of 3 months. So that is absolutely incredible growth. And what that should signal to you is, look, this is growing fast. This now is the time to get in before a lot of people really notice Quora and a lot of your competitors swoop in. So that is really what Quora is. We're going to get into all the details, but it's a question answers website. It's growing extremely fast, and really now is the time to get in. Now, looking at our course notes here, we've already covered off on the first points, and there's a link to that article if you want to read it further. But let's look now at the 3 benefits of Quora for the business, for your business, essentially how Quora is going to grow your business and how it's different to maybe other sources of traffic. The first main point is that Quora is a long-term source of traffic. This makes it different to Facebook because really the first point is that top answers get huge visibility. Now let me give you an example to explain that. Quora is essentially like a search engine. People come in here to find answers to questions that they have. So for example, if I type in a keyword like marketing, I can see all of the topics related to marketing, but I can also just search for that keyword as well, the same way that you would do in Google. So what I've got here is some of the topics related to that, but as well as that, I can see the top questions that have that keyword in the question itself. So let me open this up to really show you how much visibility these top answers can get. So this is a question here, there's over 100 answers, and this top answer here is going to get massive exposure, and this is the key point here. You can see the question stats. Over 397,000 people have viewed the answers to this question, and if this question or if this answer is at the top, this person is really gobbling up the lion's share of all of those views, and as you can see, getting those people to come back to their website. To recap then, the top answers get massive visibility because Quora is essentially like a search engine. Now, another point why it's a long-term traffic source is because there's a viral effect. Let me explain this with the same example here. Inside Quora, if there is a question that you like, what the community does is they upvote it here. So if I upvote this here, what happens now is that this question actually goes onto my profile. All of the people that are following me will then see the answer to this question, and that helps that question spread, get it more exposure, and really has that viral effect built into it. So that is the second reason why it's a long-term source of traffic, because there's a real viral effect built in. The final point, and perhaps one of the most powerful as well, is that Quora ranks extremely well in Google search. In fact, over 68% of Quora's traffic comes from the search engines. And let me show you proof of this with this report here. So this is the tool similarweb.com, fantastic for getting information about websites. The key thing that I want to show you here is the traffic sources of Quora.com, and you can see here with this graph that 68% of it is coming from search. So if we move a little bit further down, we can see that that's not coming from paid advertisements on these search engines. 100% of it is coming from organic search traffic. And I'll give you an example of this for myself, how I've really benefited from this. So Google AdWords certification. This is essentially an answer that I've put up here. And if we scroll down here on the first page of Google, for a search that gets 14,000 searches a month, there is this answer to the question here. And you can see that I'm at the top of the question here. So I'm the number one answer. So not only am I getting views within Quora itself, but I'm also getting views from people who are searching for that in the search engines, who then subsequently click on the link to the Quora answer. So that is the final point about how Quora is a long-term source of traffic. It's essentially like a search engine that has a viral effect built in and also pulls in a lot of visitors from other search engines like Google. So that is really such a fantastic benefit of Quora that really can't be matched by something like Facebook. Now, with that said, we've got the first benefit of Quora covered. Let us now move on to the second point, that Quora actually allows you to establish yourself as an authority. You can actually earn a badge on Quora and become a most viewed writer. So let me show you an example of this. I have actually earned a badge on Quora for being a most viewed writer. And I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like now. So here you can see I'm a most viewed writer for Google AdWords. And I've noted down here that actually, how do you become a most viewed writer? Well, it's the most viewed writer is really the top 10 writers, or the 10 writers, sorry, with the most answer views on a topic in the last 30 days. And there's even a link to it here with more information about the most viewed writers, and this is a post from Quora itself. So that really is the metric, how they decide that. So that is the second point. You can earn a badge just like this. That gives you a lot of credibility to answer questions on Quora itself, but also outside of Quora. If you want to put something like that on your LinkedIn, your social media profiles, people respect this badge of authority. Now, moving down to the final benefit, the third benefit of Quora for your business is that Quora can actually get you noticed by major publications. Major publications are now sourcing content directly from Quora and publishing answers verbatim on their website. I'm going to show you an example of this directly. So, for example, if you just type in Quora, you come to news here. What you're going to see is that Newsweek, Fusion, TechCrunch, Forbes, all of these guys, Newsweek, here we go, they're all just publishing questions from Quora. Like, it's absolutely insane. And it's proven content for them because they can see maybe the question has got 100, 200, upvotes, etc. And the person, answer from John Woe John, this is the person who really answered it. There's a link to his Quora profile. So he is getting recognized by major publications. And so publishing yourself on Quora can give you that opportunity for longer term traffic because you can get featured in these other places as well. So the summary here, the benefits of Quora is that if you want to drive long-term traffic to your website, establish yourself as an authority and get noticed by major publications, then what we really need to do is get started and complete the 7 steps below. So that's what we're going to pick up in the next lecture. Get into the first step, really optimizing your Quora profile. I'll see you there.